A new episode of Black Mirror came out a few days ago, and it does something incredible. Black Mirror Bandersnatch is a choose-your-own-adventure Netflix experience, part of the Black Mirror universe, which is one of my favorite TV shows, and is well known for exploring the depravity technology can create in humanity. Netflix has recently taken interest in interactive story experiences with the likes of Minecraft Story Mode and now Bandersnatch making their way onto the platform. This kind of media seems like it would fit right at home on Netflix with the classic telltale formula of simply choosing between a few options to create your own story. You may not be able to have some of the complex gameplay from, say, The Walking Dead Season 1 or 2, but you can certainly have the decision making and the story crafting, which I believe is the most important part of these games. So does Bandersnatch tell a good story in a well-fitting and innovative manner? If so, it may change both these mediums forever. I won't be going into too much of the story's depth, but if this is something you're interested in, I would strongly recommend watching it first. Bandersnatch opens with Stefan waking up and going about his day. You're given a few obviously meaningless decisions such as which cereal to eat or which music to listen to. This is perhaps a way to ease the audience into the decision-making role for anyone who's unfamiliar with these types of stories. We soon learn that Stefan is developing a choose-your-own-adventure game for which the story episode is named, Bandersnatch. And thus begins the meta journey of choosing your own adventure about a choose-your-own-adventure game. The first few endings that you're able to receive seem much more like failure screens as opposed to actual endings. Choose a wrong decision early on, and even with a few of the later ones, and the story abruptly stops, making you go back and choose the other option. You're also given basically the same options a few times with the same outcomes, such as flushing your drugs or throwing them away, destroying your computer or pouring tea on it. At first I had a problem with this, but due to story reasons that I won't get into, I think that this was very intentional, and it gives an illusion of control that the episode even talks about at one point. I think it served the story very well, although it was annoying until I understood why. A small gripe I have is after you make your decision, the people keep talking about making the decision that you've already made. I already tapped on one of the options, stop telling me to choose one. This could very well be due to technical limitations, but I found it rather annoying on a couple occasions. Bandersnatch doesn't address not picking at all. In The Walking Dead, it tells you that silence is a viable option, one that I rarely used, but very much appreciated it being there. But here it just picks one of the two options. Not choosing isn't a choice. Also, Will Porter is in this, and I just can't take him seriously at all. I can't picture him as anyone besides the stupid kid in We're the Millers, but that's just a personal gripe. Bandersnatch isn't the traditional choose-your-own-adventure game where you go through the whole story with one consistent storyline that will differ from another. It's much more linear. It has a few small branches in the beginning and a few larger ones later on, but you're going to see probably 75% the same thing as anyone else in just one playthrough. It has a clear message to send, and after I understood that, I enjoyed it very much. I hope this is the first of many interactive experiences Netflix puts out, but they can't all be like Bandersnatch. Bandersnatch only works because it's meta, and it's the first of its kind on Netflix. Other stories will need different structures. I'd honestly prefer more longer experiences such as a 2-hour choose-your-own-adventure where you can go through the whole thing and can end up with a few completely different storylines. If done well, I'd watch it more than once, and I'd love to see everything it has to offer. I loved choose-your-own-adventure books as a kid, and I think Netflix is the perfect place for Telltale-style games to exist. Not that I want them to disappear from traditional game platforms, but if the game is centered around decision-making, I don't see any reason why Netflix couldn't mix the two media experiences to deliver something incredible. This new choose-your-own-adventure style Netflix experience is extremely new, but it has so much potential. I can't wait to see what happens from it. Thank you so much for watching my video on Bandersnatch, I really appreciate it. I just learned about the show a couple nights ago and I knew that I needed to create a video as soon as I could because it was so interesting to me. I still plan on getting a video out by Wednesday. It's going to be a bit shorter because of this video and also just because the one after that is going to need a little bit more time in the oven to bake. But stay tuned for those, they're going to be great. Thanks, bye.